Hello, and welcome to another episode of Get to the Point, where you ask a question and I just try to get to my one thought as quickly as possible. And these can be questions about death things, mental health, abuse, chronic pain, stuff like that. If you have a question, this whole thing is done through Twitter, so just use the hashtag #GetToThePoint and I will see your question. Just keep in mind that Twitter is the only place I'm going to check because it's the only place that you can really use hashtags besides Instagram, but we're going to go with Twitter. So we have a question from Danny today, and that is, how do you handle when your abusers start being nice for once? How do people not fall for that kind of manipulation? I think I briefly touched on this in a video that I did. What did I call it? It was sometimes you get along with your abuser. And a lot of people thought that I was talking about like domestic violence, like with boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, you know. But it was more of a child abuse thing, just in case you didn't know. It's tough because, like I said, and there's times when it's probably gonna happen. I don't want to say likely gonna happen because for a lot of people it just doesn't. But sometimes it just might, or it does, whatever. And for some of us, in the back of our minds, it's like we just want to grab onto what we can, especially if you don't have another like fatherly or motherly figure. Like I've had some come and go, like they've been very short-lived. So when things like that would happen, I just wanted to like just grab onto it for as long as I could. But then it was like a cycle. It would be like, oh, here's a nice moment. And then the bad stuff happens, and then in my head, I'm thinking, okay, I'm done with this. I don't want to do this anymore. And I'm like, I'm over it, you want to be nice, and I'm not going to fall for it. Which a lot of the times, I was just like, yeah, I'm not falling for this. But then there are times when, alas, you want to grab onto it. And this is also kind of like what I talked about when I did a video response to Katie Morton, who was talking about feeling like still being stuck in a child's body, a child's personality because of childhood trauma. This is a very complicated video. I mean, it's not your fault, not my fault, not anybody's fault. It's just the way that brains can get programmed when you're having to deal with this stuff, or when you've dealt with this stuff for quite a long time. Not falling for that kind of manipulation can be hard, especially if you are still living under the same roof with them, or if you still come across situations where you have to see them because the memories start to come back. Really, I feel like my best advice would be to try to disconnect yourself from that, even if you can't like physically, try to emotionally, mentally, which is hard. But for me personally, that's been like the only way to make that happen to the best of my ability. It may be different for somebody else. I can't speak for anybody else in any of these types of things. It's just what I know and what I've dealt with personally. It is difficult. It's very difficult. That is my thought. I think I'm going to try to do a written post on this to go along with it, because I think it would make it easier for me to really get my thoughts out, because it's supposed to be a shorter video. But if I can get that done, make sure to take a look in the pinned comment or in the info box, probably both, and read the article that I may have written down. And yeah, that's my thought. Again, if you have a question, use the hashtag #GetToThePoint on Twitter, and I will try to do my best to make a video. But before you leave, if you haven't, consider being a pledge or a patron on my Patreon. Depending on the monthly tier that you pledge to, you will get certain perks. It's another way to support your favorite creators' content, and it's just like a service. You get some stuff in return. If Patreon isn't your thing, I do have a coffee link, which I will leave down below. And I will see you later. Bye.